This video is brought to you by Answerly, a question platform that pays you for adding high-quality answers on different questions. The users are rewarded in Answerly tokens, which they can easily convert into dollars or any other cryptocurrency by using one of the exchanges mentioned in the description. Most people in the world are good people, but at some point, you're going to come across those who are not, and there will be times when other men disrespect you, and you will need to handle the situation in the right way. Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about the most alpha way to handle conflict. Many men are terrified of conflict because it's precisely what shows a man's true character. Conflict shines a bright light on the aspect of our character. Those are normally hidden from view. And if you're getting a bunch of skeletons in your closet, so to speak, people are going to see those, and they're going to see your true character. The alpha's ability to prevent conflicts, maintain peace in the group, quickly stop quarrels, and impose his authority is one of the most important qualities a strong man has, which serves him, his family, and friends well. If you're a man who uses his status, his mental and rarely physical strength to make your environment better and more peaceful, you will be treated as an alpha male, and as a result, conflicts will become rare. But how do you do that? Number 1. Prevent conflicts in advance. There is no exaggeration in saying that at least 90% of all the conflicts you will encounter are under your control. Even if you don't ignite them, we have a lot of power to influence emotions in people around us, especially when it comes to fights. How to prevent conflicts? The answer is a calm tone of voice. Have you ever seen people fight calmly, making harsh accusations against one another while their tone of voice remains as in ordinary conversation? It never happens, and it's actually funny even thinking about such a situation. We can learn from this fact a critical principle in extinguishing conflicts with astonishing speed. To keep the fire of the conflict at bay, maintain a calm tone of voice. The one who starts the fight won't be able to build an argument without a second person that'll counter it. Using this attitude, he will take the wind out of the opponent's sails, especially when the emotion that controls them is anger. But it's not always easy. Sometimes we forget this powerful technique. Other times we remember it, but our ego is so badly hurt by the content of what had been hurled at us, or even by the disgusting tone. After all, no one likes to be yelled at. Why is this so important? Because before using the technique, you could end a conflict with shouts, curses, or even violence, and it still wouldn't be solved. Like in war, each side feels it has suffered too many casualties and hasn't killed enough. Therefore, such conflicts usually continue on a regular basis. Yet if once, twice max, you manage to speak in a calm tone to that person, he loses his daily dose from you. His rage is not nourished by you anymore, and he has no other choice but to leave it alone. Now before we proceed, make sure to smash the subscribe button, click the notification bell right now for you cannot miss the most alpha ways to deal with conflict, for you cannot be distracted anymore with the nonsense conflicts with others. Number 2. Understanding where conflicts come from. There will be situations where all techniques of relaxation or prevention won't help. If we remember that it's human beings we're talking about, we can understand what makes them aggressive and calm things down. Here are some key reasons for starting conflicts and fights. One of the key reasons for conflicts is lousy communication. A lot of men growl more than they talk. It works for them in their natural environment and with their friends. But when it comes to heterogeneous places like school, work, etc., misunderstandings and broken communication are not a rare sight. This is simply macho behavior. Minimal use of words, constant intonation, and the worst part, unwillingness to talk about feelings. Still, traditional extremism is also very problematic. If a man is unable to communicate clearly and express feelings other than anger, he directly harms himself and indirectly harms his environment. Most conflicts born of misunderstanding, and poor communication is the root of all misunderstandings in the world. Second of the key reasons is jealousy. A strong, dominant man will experience a lot of aggression from men around him that come from jealousy. Typically, a situation will only involve microaggression or passive-aggressive behavior, since it's threatening to be completely aggressive against a high-status male and alpha. The ultimate goal of such men is to press your buttons, to somehow take you out of balance. They know and you know it'll not make you beta or make them alpha, but if they manage to get you out of balance in your response, they won. Third reason, offense. The alpha male is naturally very social and says whatever's on his heart. It's quite possible that from time to time, he'll say things that offend certain people. Take this into consideration during your journey to be an alpha male. You have responsibility for your statements. You should talk with the people you might have hurt. Because with all due respect to being a dominant, unrestrained man, there are people around you in a social group and no one likes having his dignity crushed. Alpha speaks freely, but peace and cohesion are just as important to him. Fourth and last reason is mental instability. Sometimes, even in our everyday environment, we will meet people who are not mentally well. You can probably think of some of these people you occasionally meet on the street, at the gym, or at work. In some cases, the mental problem is translated into aggression, and as such, people always seek the next victim to fight with. Not necessarily through physical violence, but with arguments and shouting, which sometimes also worsen into physical violence if you happen to find someone who's cooperative and angry enough. All the techniques that have been presented can help here, but it depends very much on the severity of the mental issue. In severe cases, it's better to ignore the person completely as if he doesn't exist. Next up, number 3, respond to violence like an alpha. So far, we suggested that you can use calm, sociable responses to conflicts in order to extinguish the anger before it develops into a raging fire. Here in our last technique, this focuses on knowing how to respond to a violence while keeping your honor. You should know how to protect yourself in any such cases. If you learn martial arts, we're convinced that this principle isn't foreign to you. Serenity and control over the situation isn't possible when you're not prepared for the worst. It's also impossible if you seek to prove that you know how to fight. The obvious conclusion is that a strong man must know how to protect himself and those close to him. However, a strong man must maintain a safe distance from physical violence, especially in our modern world. If you've reached a situation where you fistfight even though you had a real possibility to avoid, you're on the losing side. You're now at risk of going to jail, paying compensation, getting shot, and who knows what else. Do not even get near using your fists. Let people call you a coward for the rest of your life. You're better off this way. It's just not worth the risk. An alpha male never hurts his and the group's interests, certainly not because some idiot is teasing him. To get the best out of such a situation, never fight back physically. You must solve it like an adult, which is the right thing to do. Remind yourself how fighting back physically is a bad idea and can cost your fortune. And then you prevail in both worlds, keeping your honor and acting wisely. All in all, the main goal of the alpha is to maintain harmony in a society. And to achieve this, he will do almost anything to avoid violence when conflicts arise. Between members of the group and against him personally, he prefers the use of words and authority to calm things down, rather than by using physical force. Always remember that the essence of an alpha male is his well-being and the good of the group. Violence can be avoided in 99% of cases by the strong communication and authority that's so typical to an alpha. It's in your hands, my friend, but still keep them in your pockets. Hope this video has given you the tools to respond wisely to conflicts wherever you find yourself being tested for your patience and ability to maintain order. Now, how do you handle conflicts in your own way? Let us know your thoughts on how to handle conflicts in the most alpha way in the comment section down below. If you like this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. To learn more about Answerly and Answerly tokens, check out the links in the description.